10 hidden habits of people with extremely high IQs. You're probably one of them. If you've ever looked at yourself and thought, I'm not that smart, this video is for you. Because here's the quiet truth nobody tells you. The smartest people rarely feel smart. In fact, many of them feel painfully average. Psychologists call this the reverse Dunning-Kruger effect, where people with high intelligence consistently underestimate themselves, while less intelligent people often overestimate theirs. So if you've ever doubted your intelligence, that doubt might actually be the evidence. And if you do even 3 of the next 10 things, your brain is wired differently than most people's. You just never noticed. These are the hidden habits of people with extremely high IQs, the ones that don't look impressive on the surface, but quietly shape how they think, decide, and see the world. And trust me, number 7 is going to make you rethink everything. Let's begin. Habit 1. They talk less, think more. Most people treat conversations like a competition. Whoever talks the most must be the smartest, right? Wrong. High IQ individuals do the opposite. They pause. They sit in silence. They let gaps hang in the air while everyone else rushes to fill them. Not because they're slow, not because they're shy, but because their brain is filtering. Research shows that intelligent people verbalize internally before speaking. They run a background check on every sentence before it leaves their mouth. That's why when they finally speak, their words land differently. They're not talking to hear themselves talk. They're talking because they actually have something worth saying. And here's the key detail most people miss. They would rather say nothing than say something careless. To them, words have weight, not just sound. Habit 2. They question everything, even the obvious. Let's be honest, smart people can be annoying. You say, that's just how it works. They say, but why? You say, everyone knows that. They say, based on what evidence? They're not trying to be difficult. They're not trying to win arguments. They're genuinely curious. They argue to understand, not to dominate. This constant questioning builds critical thinking like a muscle. It's why they notice flaws in systems that everyone else accepts without a second thought. They don't blindly follow rules that don't make sense, because blind obedience feels like intellectual suffocation. If something exists, they want to know why it exists, who benefits, and what happens if it disappears. That curiosity is the root of intelligence. Habit 4. They're obsessed with patterns. High IQ brains are pattern recognition machines. They see connections in conversations, in behavior, in data, in history, in people. Things most people experience as random, they experience as predictable. It's like playing a game of connect the dots that no one else even knows is being played. That's why they'll say things like, I knew this would happen, and everyone else is confused. It's not magic, it's not intuition, it's pattern sensitivity. The downside, once you see patterns everywhere, you can't turn it off. Their mind is always scanning, always predicting, always processing. That's powerful, but it's also exhausting. Habit 5. They love solving problems nobody asked them to solve. You know that person who sees a broken process and instantly thinks, I could fix this? That's them. High IQ people are bothered by inefficiency, not in an arrogant way, but in a this is clearly a puzzle and I need to solve it kind of way. They automate systems, create shortcuts, optimize workflows. And here's the strange part, they do it for fun. Problem solving isn't work to them, it's play. It's their brain's version of a video game. The frustration comes when others don't see the solution, because what feels obvious to them is completely invisible to everyone else. Habit 5. They read, but not like everyone else. They don't read to finish books. They read to steal ways of thinking. Their reading list looks chaotic. Philosophy, neuroscience, psychology, coding, ancient history, biology. But it's not random. It's mental cross-training. They're not trying to master every field. They're collecting frameworks, models for how different disciplines approach problems. High IQ people value variety over volume. They blend perspectives, connect ideas, and create something new from the overlap. That's where originality comes from. Habit 6. They think in layers, not circles. Yes, they overthink, but not the way most people do. Most people overthink in circles. Same worry, different day. High IQ people overthink in layers. They simulate outcomes, identify weak points, test edge cases, stress test decisions mentally. It's like playing chess 10 moves ahead. This isn't anxiety. This is strategic depth. By the time they act, they've already failed 100 times in their head and planned around it. That's why they appear calm under pressure. They've already lived through every possible disaster before the moment arrived. Habit 7. They can sit in silence and actually enjoy it. This is the one that changes everything. Most people hate silence. It forces them to face their thoughts, and that's uncomfortable. But high IQ individuals crave silence. That's where their mind organizes chaos. That's where insights form. That's where clarity appears. Those random breakthrough ideas, they were born in quiet moments. They're not antisocial, they're not ignoring you, they're processing. In a world addicted to noise, their comfort with silence is a superpower. It's where their mind resets and sharpens. Habit 8. They're brutally honest with themselves. This one is uncomfortable. High IQ people don't lie to themselves. When they fail, they don't blame luck, timing, or the universe. They say, "That was my fault." That level of self-awareness is rare. Most people protect their ego. Smart people protect their growth because you can't fix what you refuse to see. That honesty keeps them improving, but it also makes them intense. They hold themselves to high standards because mediocrity feels like betrayal when you know your potential. Habit 9. They manage energy, not time. While everyone else schedules by the hour, they schedule by focus. They know when their brain works best. Deep work when sharp, creative chaos when loose, low-stakes tasks when tired. They don't force productivity. They flow with their cognitive rhythm. They understand something most people don't. Time is infinite. Mental energy is not. Protect your peak hours and everything changes. Habit 10. They know how to sound normal. Here's the twist. Truly intelligent people don't sound intelligent. They simplify. They take complex ideas and make them understandable. That's emotional intelligence meeting raw intellect. Because real genius isn't about sounding smart. It's about making others feel smart. They don't use big words to impress you. They use clear words to connect with you. And that's the ultimate flex. Final thought. If you recognize yourself in even a few of these habits, don't downplay it. You don't need awards, you don't need degrees. Your habits already reveal your intelligence. The real question isn't, how smart am I? It's, how well am I using the mind I already have? Which habit hit home for you? Drop the number in the comments and let's see how many of us are quietly intelligent, just trying to act normal.